All right, guys, welcome to day three. This is day three of the 100-day live challenge. What does that mean? That means you get to go live with me for 100 days. Most of the time, honestly, there's no script into any of this, genuinely, okay? But if you are right now, okay, if you're taking advice from TikTok, you're watching that video and the guy's like, hey, listen, I think you should quit your business. I think you quit your 9 to 5 job. I think you should go start a business. I think you should go start the next, what do you call that stuff? Next Amazon FBA. Next, you should go do this. Oh, you should go sell life insurance. You should go do that. I think at the end of the day, you need to be educated as to where you're getting your business advice from. That's just a genuine honest truth. I think you need to be educated as to where you're getting your business advice from, rather than you just jump in and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take an advice. I rather you pretty much go ahead and get educated. So go ahead. Obviously, this is day three. If you first time, just do me a favor. Go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and sub to the video as well, because in this video one, I'm going to be covering a few topics, which is one, should you quit your 9 to 5? Okay, I'm just basically going to be reviewing a few TikTok videos here as to one, should you quit your 9 to 5? Okay, and then two, we're going to also be talking about the best business to start. We're going to talk about what I think is the right business model if you want to implement in your business to go ahead and get the best possible results for your business. And number four, we're going to talk about how you can go ahead and get customers. Like I said, this is day three, and we just go ahead and keep getting better. So let's go ahead and get the first video here, guys. The first video. Now, as you know, I don't usually watch TikTok a lot, so just kind of want to give you guys an FYI, and let me know as well if you can hear, if it's good, and you can hear this video just about right. But
So what advice do you have for those people who don't want to work a 9 to 5 to make a living in today's world?
You need to work the 9 to 5 until you don't need to work the 9 to 5. Income, say with me, please. Income is king. One more time. Income is king.
Income is king.
You need to have income coming in first.
okay,
You gotta get the income coming in. Once you have the income coming,
he said something which is very very important there. He said something which is very very important there. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much bring it in full circle. Income is king. Income is king in a sense as to, all right, if you're currently working a job where you're making multiple six figures, it doesn't make sense logically for you to quit that job. I don't think so. No, it doesn't. Now you kind of have to think about it from a perspective as to, if your income is right, in a sense as to, you can pay your genuine bills, you can pay your living bills, your household bills, your rent's paid for, your utilities are paid for, you can go afford to take care of your kids. Should you go start a business? I don't personally think so. I don't think you should go and quit your 9 to 5. And I want you guys to go ahead and keep watching this, because there's a few nuggets that he goes and says that he continues.
now, if you want to expand their business, you want to transition to being a business owner, I always say the worst time to start a business is when you need money. The worst time.
This is true. Okay. Desperation, guys. Desperation. All right. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. So when I used to sell insurance, I remember this one time I used to work for this company, and they would tell you, hey, you need to spend all your marketing, all your money on this much on leads, spend 1,000, 2,000 a week or whatever it is, right? But I had done that on the detriment of my actual living expenses, which means I had literally no money to live, literally. And I remember I went to this house, and the goal was basically, to sell a policy. And when went to sell, you could smell the commission breath, because I was so desperate for the sale, so desperate for them to just say yes. Because I mean, honestly, I needed the money. And guess what ended up happening? What do you think ended up happening? They said no. They're like, nah, dude, we're not down for that. No, no. And that's the thing, is desperation. Whenever you're desperate for anything, you could be desperate for a partner. You could be desperate for, a new job. You could be desperate for, a sale. Desperation is the number one killer of sales, because people do not like to do business with desperate people. Think about it from a perspective of, imagine there's a restaurant, right? Imagine there's a restaurant. I want you guys to think about it from a perspective, okay? Let's actually go ahead and get this in. I want you to see me here. So imagine that there is a restaurant, right? You have two restaurants, okay? And let's go ahead and let me go ahead and get my whiteboard here. I want you guys to see this. This is gonna be killer here. But imagine that you have two restaurants, okay? And you have pretty much, out of this two restaurants that you have, let's see if I can get my screen to pretty much load here. Yeah, it's probably gonna take forever for that to. and that is not good. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and disregard that there. But imagine you have two restaurants. Okay, you have the first restaurant, and the first restaurant that you have, basically nobody's going there. No one. When I mean no one, I mean nobody is going to the first restaurant. Okay, no one is visiting it. No one is like, it's like completely empty. I remember this. This is an actual true story. So I was in Puerto Rico, and there's this when we were. This was about 2 years, year and a half, 2 years ago. Would ask the what do you call the people that you what is the bell? Is it a bellman? Bellman. I think it was a bellman. Bellman. Yeah. I was like, hey, where is a nice restaurant to eat? And he's like, whatever you do. This is literally what he said. Whatever you do not go to that Chinese restaurant down the street. And I was like, why? He's like, listen, unless you're trying to be shitting bricks on your flight out, you do not want to go to that restaurant down the street. So I was like, okay, cool. All right. Yeah. So literally, the restaurant was completely empty. Empty. And we went to as we kept walking, we saw a few other restaurants, we saw a few empty restaurants, but for some reason, we went to the busiest restaurant. The busiest restaurant. We went to the restaurant that did not need our business, that did not need our money. The reason why I'm bringing this example in this scenario is for you to think about it from a perspective of, this is what I want you to think about is, do you want to be the only person doing business with that restaurant? Do you in that restaurant? Just imagine that. You go to a restaurant, it's completely empty. There's nobody there. Why in God's name am I in that restaurant? No, genuinely. And go ahead, guys. Get the likes up on this video. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. But why am I genuinely honest with you? Okay, eating at a restaurant where there is nobody. People that you just feel wrong. You're like, there's a bunch of empty tables. No, we like to be around other people. Versus imagine there's a restaurant, there's two restaurants. Restaurant's empty, and then you have another restaurant with, there's a line, and then in this line you have 50, 60, 70 people, right? What are you going to do? You're probably going to think, wait, why? The fact that people are lining up to go to this restaurant means that this restaurant actually, in some way, shape, or form, is good. The food's got to be good, or else it's not going to have 60 people. There was a guy that actually did he did an experiment. So they were like, okay, we need to get more people to show up. So what they did was they hired paid actors. They hired paid actors, and they said, hey, what we want you guys to do is we want you guys to go ahead and just stand outside. So they basically created a line of paid. I don't know how much it paid, but they had all these paid actors, and for some reason, other people started to join in and just line up. Other actual paying customers started to line up, but they had this huge line before they actually. Even the clubs do it. The clubs do it in a sense. So if you ever go to a club, I don't go to a club because obviously I'm a man of God. I don't do it. I don't do any of that. And if you're going to clubs, you're gonna be, I don't want to say gonna die in hell, but just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. I would refrain from going to clubs though. It's a lot of degeneracy that goes on in there, and you just end up pretty much just putting yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. But think about the clubs. If you go to a club, what do? They make everybody line up outside. They'll form a line, and when they have this line super filled up, super full, and then they slowly start letting people in. Then they're like, okay, hey, let's get Joe in. Hey, let's get Mary in. Hey, let's get this person in. Hey, let's get that person in. As the line begins to fill up, is when they start to say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and let more people in. But they don't let people in until they actually have a full line. Why? Because it creates an element of like a herd mentality. It creates an element where people actually want to be at a club where there are other people. I give an example. I remember this was a while back in my days when I go to clubs. I went to this club. I think it was a strip club. Okay, I know. We all have our Sunday days, but I remember I went to this club, and I got in there, and they literally, it was empty. I was like, no, I cannot be in here. I cannot be in here. Why am I here? Why? This just looks like out of desperation. No, I don't want to be here. They're desperate. It's desperation. I don't want to be here. And that's the same thing when it applies this is you don't want to do anything when you're desperate. You want to start whatever it is, place of abundance. You want to start anything and everything that you're going to start. You want to make sure that you're starting it from a place of abundance. So which means if it's not a place of abundance, then you should not do it. Don't go start a sales job if you're desperate for it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And there's a common saying that you do not want to go to the worst time to go store is when you are hungry. You don't want to do that. All right.
Times to start is when you're desperate, because then you do. Not that you want to, you have no choice. That's when you take on the clients because you need to pay your bills. That's why you make it's wrong, but you need to pay the bills. you cannot think long term. You cannot even think clear. But when you've got income coming in, you say, you know what? I don't want that client because that client is going to be a pain in the ass.
So what advice do you have?
All right. Okay. So you get it. You get it now. You guys get the gist. Whatever you're doing, you want to make sure. Just a few recaps here is you don't want to. You want to make sure that you get your income right. Okay. You want to make sure that your income is right before you go ahead and make any move that is very going to affect your finances. You want to make sure that your income is right. That is probably more important than anything I could tell you. Is you want to make sure that your income is right before you want to go ahead and jump into anything. That's one. And then two, you want to also make sure that desperation. Do not do anything from desperation. Do not go talk to that girl that you want to talk to because you're desperate. Do not go talk to that client because you're desperate. You got to come from a place of abundance because people want to do business with people that are doing business with other people. That sounds good. That sounds very insane. But people want to do business with people that are doing business with other people. That's how I want you to think about it is people want to associate with you as long as they know that in some way, shape, or form that you are not the only one that they are doing business with. There's a reason why people, whenever you go buy anything on Amazon, like let's say I'm going on Amazon right now and I want to go buy, this ABC product, CDE product or whatever your product or any product you want to buy. You look at the reviews before you purchase it. All right. You look at the reviews before you purchase it. That's the same thing that applies as well is to never do anything from a place of desperation. That's basically the summary. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the top 3 businesses that you want to start. That should you start this businesses in 2023? Let's go ahead and see here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Like I said, guys, this is me doing Mr. Producer work here. So as Mr. Producer. Okay, so
the top 3 businesses to start in 2023. Now I'm talking businesses, hustles, not side hustles. We'll talk about them on another recording. Businesses today, digital marketing. You've got to get out here. You got to.
Oh my God, I cannot stress this. Okay, digital marketing. You will be amazed. Okay, the best way to think 40 to 60% of people are actually now doing most of their shopping online. Okay, that is almost 46% are doing your shopping online. Think about it. You buy from Amazon, you buy from eBay, you buy from various different areas. People are doing most of their shopping online. So if most people are doing your shopping online, doesn't it make much more sense for you to be there? Okay, but now here's where it starts to get interesting. Is think about it as instances to you on a market, right? So now the market. All right, everyone is selling their goods. Everybody's selling their goods. The market now starts to get very competitive. Okay, making this YouTube video, it's very competitive because one, my job is to make sure for the duration of the video, however long the video is going to be. This is probably going to be a 30 to 45-minute live on how much water I. Digital marketing. What is digital marketing? Digital marketing is basically get someone's attention. So which means, let's say you're getting my attention from, we're watching this on TikTok. Okay, we're watching this on TikTok. Believe it or not, I cannot be on TikTok right now watching this video. But I was like, you know what? Let's do a review. But I watch your video on TikTok. All right. Are you actually being intentional on it? Because some people just post for the sake of posting. If you have looked at YouTube, my Instagram, my Twitter, I'm not on Threads. I'm not a big fan of censorship, so I'm not on Threads. But if you've looked at any of my, there is a call to action. Go check out my YouTube podcast. And by the way, guys, go on Spotify right now. Okay, go. Make sure to hit the follow button. Okay, and all the stuff that you do on Spotify. Podcast episodes on Spotify, so just make sure to go check it out on Spotify as well. Favor as well. Go check it on Apple Podcasts and give it a rating and show some love. But be intentional with your posting. One, don't post kids' pictures about you. First off, I'm not an advocate for posting pictures about your kids. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I am not an advocate for posting pictures about your kids. The internet's a dangerous place. The internet's a dangerous place. You don't know who's watching that with bad intentions. I have a 5-year-old son. I'm not posting pictures about my 5-year-old son. Who's really not. So then again, the people have bad intentions. We don't know who has your best interest or who, for some reason, might mean your harm. So I wouldn't do that. But also, you have to be intentional. If you have a business, the 4-to-1 ratio of like, hey, okay, for every 4 posts that you make, you want to kind of make a basically for every 4 posts. So think about it from this perspective. For every every four, let's go ahead and do this here. So for every 4-to-1 ratio, basically, you want to use the 4-to-1 ratio. Let's get this here. So you want to use the 4-to-1. So which means you want to do 4 of non-salesy, and then you want to do 1 sales, right? So 25% of your posts should be kind of like a call to action or some way, shape, or form telling people to do A, B, C, right? But you kind of don't really want to just be posting for the sake of posting. Digital marketing. Now that's one for your business. You need to be on there promoting your business. I cannot tell you. I remember this. I had a few sales calls when we were for the virtual assistant services, and most people don't know this, but I used to offer digital marketing at Facebook advertising services, and usually you got to be a client that was willing to spend about 3 to 4 thousand a month, or else there was no point because you're not invested enough for you to actually see results. So that was not something that it worked, but then again, just became more of a headache for the most part. But okay, so digital marketing. If you are right now a business, you need to be online, posting online, because you don't know that one person that might be like, hey, I like your post. Let me talk to you. And you just say, hey, posting, right? Make your post and then say, hey, and if you enjoy what I'm saying, and if you want to, you want to work with me, just comment in the comment section below, howdy, or in the description, or whatever it is that you kind of want to push out there. But another thing as well is your ability to garner attention is very, very important. Very, very important. Like I said, this is 100-day. Like I'm doing a 100-day live challenge. That means content for 100 days, and I'm literally in a hotel room right now. Best one, but I'm in a hotel room right now, and I'm doing a live video. Why? Because I'm doing a live challenge. Now, people are gonna watch this and be like, "Well, I really like this dude. Oh my god, not cool." Which, if you don't think I'm cool, then you just oh my god, you have my feelings. But if you think I'm cool, then But all that, but you need to be marketing. And also another thing as well is this is another side hustle. This is a business. Now I know I went on a rant for like the past 7 minutes, but this is what you need. If you don't have a business right now to start, I would a digital marketing agency. What is a digital marketing agency? Agency is basically where you do social media advertising, or you do social media posting, or you do for a business, for a customer to do that. And you're like, hey, Emmanuel, listen, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get started. You can go ahead and join the Road to 30 coaching. Link should be in the description. I think it is in the description. If it's not, I'll put it there. Or you can just go ahead and email me at Emmanuel@RIZNResults.com and be like, hey, Emmanuel, I'm really kind of want to learn. It's a paid coaching program, so you go ahead and join that. Or coming out, I think in middle of August. Honestly, I just been slack. You can pretty much get the course, but start a digital marketing agency, because the average $2,500 a month you charging for social media services, the advertising spend. So like, hey, $3,000 to $4,000 is a spend in the $2,500 service. That's what you can charge. You can charge whatever you want to charge. That's up to you. But whatever it is that is worth your time, right? So digital marketing, that's something that I say is going to talk about another one, which is also very important as well.
Get on social, whether you're selling jewelry, you're selling some sort of service, selling some sort of product. So online, number one, that's a broad category. That which I'm absolutely passionate about is you have to direct sales companies. So if you go to a couple links I'm going to send you, like you can go to asklaurel.com, beat inflation, join one of my direct sales companies, buy from them, supporting big box stores. If you want to have like a personal shopping business, go to asklaurel.com. Cards, get into that business. There are so many businesses. Direct sales makes you risk, and any of these online stores are going to sell like you're.
I had to pause that there for a little bit. Okay, but direct sales. What is direct sales? Consumer. You're going business to consumer direct sales. So I'll give you guys a little experience. Right. I was on a company that paid a really, really great compensation. Right. They paid me really handsomely. Okay. They paid me really, really handsome. Right. And I remember one of my biggest days was grand that day. Okay. Because I sold about 11 policies. Right. Why am I bringing this up to you? I'm bringing this up to you is because there are multiple ways for you to make money out there that you're not paying attention to. Because and I remember I spoke about it yesterday's live, was the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system is responsible for filtering out what you do not focus on. and for showing you more of what you focus on. And most of you watching this live right now, if you are honest with yourself, you want to make money, but you don't think about money long enough. You want to make money, but money is not in the forefront of your mind. Money is not the number one thing you're thinking about. Money is probably the last thing on your mind. Money is probably the one thing that you never probably think about, which is sad. If you ask me, that is very, very sad. But if you want to make money, then you have to be very money conscious and you have to be thinking about money. When you go to a grocery store and you're like, think about it. What did they do to make me buy? When you purchase a product, on Amazon, what did they do that made me buy? Whatever industry or business that you want to start, or any business or industry, you could be like, what did they do that made me buy? What did they do that made me purchase? What did they do that made me interested in what it is that they have to offer? What did they do to make me go ahead and make a purchase? It's very, very important. That's something that's very, very important, and I really, really genuinely want you to pay attention to. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back. All right, she's right. Affiliate marketing. What is marketing? What is affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing is. Oh, I didn't ever share my screen for that, guys. As you can see, I am still getting used to the what you call it, the live here. So this is a little bit unorthodox. This is not a studio production.
Businesses, I would.
But all right, now we're totally off the video. Now, this shows you my level of TikTok guys. But affiliate marketing is something that you do in this instance to. You are not responsible. Okay, so what are the few things in which you need, or whatever it is that you start or run a business, right? You need marketing. Obviously, you need sales, right? And if you need some sort of recruiting management or whatever it may be. But think about it. When you are doing affiliate marketing or any marketing, what you are promoting somebody else's product. So that means that maybe Joe the carpenter is like, hey, I need more carpenter clients. Your job as the affiliate marketing now is to get Joe the carpenter more carpenter clients. Or let's say you are basically let's say someone's selling an online course, right? Your job as affiliate marketing is to get more people to sign up for your university, and then for that you get a cut. 40%. It doesn't matter, but you get a cut. Now, and most people don't know this. In insurance, when you sell insurance, they market it because you are not directly responsible for paying out the claim, but you are responsible for acquiring the client of what the client pays. That's basically you being an affiliate. Affiliate marketing helps you, the business owner, because it helps you, in the business side of things, deal with operations. You don't have to deal with the management. You don't have to deal with basically anything at all. Just your job is literally to get them clients. And if you're like, hey, know how to market, that's fine. You can go ahead and join the Road to 30 Coaching Program. Emmanuel at RIZNResults.com and say, hey, Emmanuel, I want to learn about how to become the affiliate marketer. Now, if you're also looking at what the various companies, various online websites out there for you can find an affiliate, but the number one product that I personally like, as far as the affiliate side is basically, let me just go ahead and get my screen all set up here. The number one product that I personally, if you were to ask me my honest opinion, I'll tell you that this is something that I personally like. Let's share the screen. And that is interesting here. All right, I can't find it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna show you guys the product here in a second. There we go. Okay, so the product that I personally like, and I would say I would recommend for you to, if you want to affiliate, is a company called High Level, right? What is Go High Level? So Go High Level is, let's go ahead and let's go to Go High Level. I want to show you something really quickly here. So let's go ahead and just kind of jump into the screen. And if you click on the link, there should be a link in the description as well. You can go ahead and get a 14-day free trial. So, but what Go High Level gives you the ability to do is it gives you the ability to start your own software company. Okay, you're like, whoa, what is that? What is Go High Level? So think about it from a perspective. It's to Go High Level basically They build they have a company, they have a business, they have their business, they have their software. Think about it in the senses too. If you're using Calendly, if let's even using the concept of Netflix. All right, let's use Netflix. Imagine if Netflix gave you right now the right to resell. And I'm also gonna cover, basically how this works is to. I was supposed to be talking about affiliate marketing, but I kind of divert here, so I'm kind of skipping the topic, but that's perfectly fine. But imagine if Netflix gave you the ability to resell, which means you could actually sell Netflix. Every time someone signs up for Netflix, they can sign up for your. So what that means is they give you the rights to be able to use Netflix, basically use the product Netflix, but you can call it your name. So you can call it ABC Flix. Okay, you could call it, my Netflix, whatever you want to call it. But this is your company, but you're not using the Netflix's. It's not You're not using Netflix's brand. You get to start your own company. Just imagine it. You go to basically you go on Thanksgiving, and then here comes Jimmy, and then everyone's like, hey Jimmy, what have you been up to? You're still out there, doing nothing with yourself, and you're like, wow, I can tell you this, mom, that I've started my own company. No, mom, I'm doing this. No, I'm doing that. One, it also gives you the ability to say, okay, one, it's your own business, but two, it also gives you ability to run multiple. Basically, this is a software that appeals to business owners. This is a software in which business owners can basically, you can one send automatic customer reviews. If you wanted to, you could come up on the software, and if you come up here to sites, you can go ahead and pretty much build a website. Let's say, you're a realtor, you're a real estate agent, you're like, hey, I want to start a real estate website, I don't have a website, or the website that my brokerage gives me, it's kind of trash and I want something better. You go ahead and come up here, and then you can come up here and you can go ahead and pick a website as well. And basically people, and then it's just a simple few clicks and you can go ahead and edit it. Now the best part about this is you get to set the price range of it. You get to set the price range as to what you are going to charge. You get to set the price range as to what you want your customers to pay. You get to set the price range as to how you want your customers to pay. You could take payments on PayPal. You could take payments in basically what you call it, PayPal, credit card, whatever it is. But the best part about it is it gives you the ability to create a subscription model. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why the subscription model is very, very important. Okay. So now I want you to pretty much watch this video here.
What is the best business to get into to get wealthy?
I think the best business is one that you wouldn't expect. For instance, like storage units, something that you have to keep renewing every single month that's not glamorous, that looks maybe boring. Those businesses, there's a lot of them that crush it.
What is the best business to get into?
I want you to think about it from a perspective. She said something which is it's not attractive when you think about it from a perspective of storage units. But I want you to give an example. So my girlfriend and I were having a conversation, and she's like, I pay about, I think it's $150 or $160 a month for a storage unit. Now all they have is basically they have a piece of land. They have a land, and then they basically saying, hey, you can come use a specific space for depends on the size of the storage, whatever. I've never used a storage unit. I just move. And they're like, hey, you can come up here and you can rent a storage unit for $150 a month. Now all they're doing is probably, are they maintaining the storage unit? No, because they're really not really going in. They're just giving you the safety and security. That's all they're selling. But they're charging you $150 a month for safety and security. Now imagine this. Imagine you had 1,000 storage units. Now you're doing 150,000 a month off of 1,000 storage units. That's how easy. Now, how much staff is needed? Bare minimum, because one, you have cameras everywhere, so you can watch everything. Now, another thing is you're probably thinking, well, what about the if something gets lost or somebody, I think that's where you pretty much would be getting insurance, right? That's something where that's where insurance would come in, right? That's where you would say, that's where you'd go ahead and get insurance for that product, for the storage unit, and be like, hey, if something were to lose, whatever it is, you're insured up to, 50, 100, 200, 250 grand. It's kind of the same thing that the banks do. The banks also, because that's what the banks do as well. The banks do the same thing, the banks basically say, hey, you're FDIC insured for up to 250 grand. So, or 249, whatever it is. So you're FDIC insured for up to 250 grand. So basically, if anything happens, you're covered up to 250. Now after 250, there's a few other things that start to kind of come in place. But that's basically just kind of give you an example there. And honestly, all the banks do is you basically give them your money. I know I'm kind of getting sidetracked. You're like, hey, here's my dollar. The banks say, okay, cool, we'll go ahead and take your money. And then the banks take your money, and then they go ahead and loan that money back out to a few other businesses at 8% interest rate, or 3% or 5%. It costs them to get the money, and then they basically making 4% on the top, which is basically like creating their own version of subscription model, because that's what debt is. Okay, I know I'm kind of getting sidetracked. Think about any debt, anything. You could owe your bank, it could be whatever it is they give you out. Let's say you get a traditional mortgage, right? Let's say you have a traditional mortgage, and let's say they give you out 150K, right? Your bank gives you 150K, and then they charge interest rate on basically a 30-year fixed mortgage. All that means is basically after 30 years, if you compound law of compounded interest, you're probably going to end up paying back maybe 220 grand at the end of 30 years. So basically, you are basically paying the bank almost like a monthly subscription for 30 to access that money that they gave you, or basically, that's what. But what the subscription models do is there's a rise in subscription models, there's a rise in subscription businesses, because a lot are comfortable with doing that. In America, it's a very big thing. People would rather to month basis than actually pay, upfront. Now imagine if you provided the software as a service that basically gives people the ability to, let or do, whatever it is that you want to do on a month-to-month basis. You're basically generating recurring revenue. Okay, just imagine you can start your own company in which you can basically charge, let's say $7 a month. Okay, and you basically get 100 people to sign up, you at $14,700, and your work the software is. Okay, because one of the services that we pretty much do here, let me see if it account. One of the services that we pretty much do here is basically let me see. No, that's not on this account because of there's too much sensitive information. But one of the services is basically the ads launcher, which gives people the ability to basically launch Facebook ads. Website builder, we have AI features in there. I'm gonna do a few. If that's something you guys want to see, just go ahead and leave it in the comments. Just let me know if that's something that you want to see. And what I would do is a future live talking about it. But hey, if you want to get your piece of the software, basically go high level. I love them. I love the service that they provide. I love the team. Pretty cool people. If that's something cool, if that's something, they have a 14-day free trial. Make sure to use the link in the description, because that's a link from that. Actually, it's an affiliate link, right? So what affiliate link basically mean is I get a commission from you signing up for that link. So now we're killing two birds with one stone here. So you understand, in one, you can sign up for your own software company, and then two, you're saying, okay, hey, affiliate. So basically, I am promoting their product, okay? And for me promoting your product, for every party that signs up, I get 40% or 30%, whatever the number is. I'm being fully transparent with you by basically, bringing it up to you. So this is your way of supporting and giving to the channel, because obviously I don't ask you guys for anything, but this is pretty much your way of kind of jumping in. But let me know what you guys think about this, obviously, by the way, because, I'm kind of like, experimenting as to what will be the best framework to use for future live videos for the most part. Let's go ahead and go into the last piece here before we go ahead and wrap up for the day, guys. The last piece here is to how to get customers, basically, to, as a new business owner, how to get customers. Okay, so this is going to be from my boy, Alex Halmosy. All right, so
there's only two ways you can get new customers. You can get it in a public form, or you can get it in a private form. Private forms mean one-on-one DMs, one-on-one cold calls, one-on-one emails. It's basically a place where someone has to do a password or an inbox.
Think about that. So one of the things that we do here on if you guys listen to the podcast, one of the ways we do the podcast is we do a lot of we do the LinkedIn DMs, and we have emails. We actually email out. So we try to make it on a private way in which we interact on a message platform and say, hey, listen, would you like to be a guest on our podcast? And they said, hey, yes, I would like to be a guest on the podcast. Then they go ahead and pretty much, we go ahead and sign them up, and then we've got a guest. So that is one of the ways you can do it. Now, how does this apply to you and your business? Let's say, could you hire a sales staff or a sales team to help you cold call? Could you get leads? And then once you get the leads from your marketing lead agency or whatever it is, could you just say, hey, listen, let's just go ahead and go, I'm going to jump on the phone and I'm going to call, make 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 calls. Could I? Yeah, Sure, maybe that's it. But that's one of the ways in which you can go ahead and pretty much get
to check
customers.
stuff. What's important is getting a personalized first line. So all you have to do is go to the person's profile, look at the most recent post.
So one of the things that we did is when I would call, to book insurance appointments, one thing we would do is be like, hey Martha, this is Emmanuel calling regarding that form that you filled out where you put your favorite hobby as cooking. You put your favorite hobby as cleaning. You put your favorite hobby as skiing. You put your favorite hobby as hiking. The reason why you want to do that is you want to make sure that you are putting something personalized, because so people don't think you're spamming them. That's one. And then two, you get read. Because imagine on Facebook, think about it, if you're a Facebook user right now and someone says happy birthday, everybody just tells you happy birthday. Or on LinkedIn, people are like happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. It's all the same generic stuff. Versus someone's like, yo, listen, it's super exciting. I saw that it's your birthday. I'm gonna be in this. Something very customized that will get people attention. You need to stand out. And most people are not doing enough to. Pretty much the most important thing is you need to
Say, hey,
stand
I
out.
like this thing, something specific about it, and then you put the rest of your offer. And a key point of making the response rate high, the easiest way to get going is say that you work for free and they can pay you after you deliver a result. It's the easiest way to get people to say yes, and then fill your clients up. And then if for some reason they don't want to convert into clients with you, you can still ask for the testimonial. And it also gives you the opportunity to learn, because you're probably not that good right now because you're trying to get more clients. And so it gives you the opportunity to get better and get testimonials, so that when you do have enough testimonials and enough skill, you'll be able to charge for it. There's only two ways.
All right, so pretty much you guys got it there. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, this is live. Tomorrow's live will be sometime in the morning as well. I'm shooting for like 9-10 a.m. So definitely go ahead and tune in. Definitely give some recommendations on the content you want to do, and let me know if you guys like this, because like I said earlier, this is like something that I'm trying, and I'm trying to think if it's I want to stick with this for viewing people's videos on TikTok. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for today. And I will see you on a future live stream. And also, once again, guys, before I go ahead and end the stream, if you are looking for, obviously, if you're looking to start a software company, if you're looking to start your own business, definitely go ahead and click the link in the description and sign up for the free trial. Once you become a paid user, send me an email and say, "Hey, Emmanuel," or once you sign up, just send me an email. "Hey, Emmanuel, I signed up for the free trial of Go High Level, and I'm ready to start my business. I'm ready to kind of jump in and kind of be my own boss." But if you're working 9 to 5, don't quit your 9 to 5, because there's still going to be a learning curve. Okay, this is going to take at least a 90-day process before you get your first customer. If that's something transparent with you, just go ahead and send me an email. Emmanuel at RIZN Results.com. Let me know you signed up. I'll jump in a coaching call with you, give you about a few hours of coaching, and I'll also have my assistant help you as well. But you got to use that and show me in the chat she did it. But that's pretty much all I have.